Hello and welcome back to Arubakes. I have always been obsessed with cookies, and when I came across this olive oil double chocolate chip cookie recipe, I absolutely had to try my hand at it. It's got those perfect chewy edges and that soft gooey middle, and the fact that it's double chocolate doesn't hurt either. Here is how I made these. Measure out the dry ingredients into a bowl. Start with the flour. We're adding 2 cups of all-purpose flour. When you measure cups, always scoop the flour and then level it with a knife to get the exact measurements. Honestly speaking, I prefer weighing things out rather than using cup measures because that way you get more exact quantities. To this, add 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. You see here how I'm struggling a bit to measure this out. This is why I don't like cup measures. So if you're doing this at home, just use the scale and weigh things out. I will put both measurements in the caption for you. To this, add bicarbonate of soda and salt and then mix this with a whisk so that everything combines, and then set this aside. The smell of cookies baking wafting through your house is one of those simple joys in life. There's this cookie shop we pass by often, and honestly, I always hold my breath and walk by because I can't resist eating one every time I smell it. Into a large bowl, add the sugar. We're using granulated white sugar for this. Then pour in 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. We're using olive oil instead of butter in this recipe. That's what gives this cookie that chewier texture. Then go in with a few tablespoons of strong coffee. Make sure the coffee has cooled down before adding it in. Coffee will help enhance that chocolatiness of the cookie. And finally, add in the vanilla and crack in 2 eggs and start whisking this. I'm doing this by hand using a whisk. Obviously, it will be a lot easier if you use a stand mixer or a hand mixer rather than a whisk. You just need to put in a little bit of elbow grease and whisk this until most of the sugar has dissolved into the batter. Just think of this as a nice arm workout before you indulge in those delicious cookies. While I'm putting in the hard work, can I please get you to do something super simple and hit that subscribe button for me? And also like this video if you like this recipe. Thank you. Once most of the sugar has melted into the batter, you have a paler looking light batter, you can start to add in the flour mixture. Add this in a third at a time to make it easier to mix it. Change out the whisk for a rubber spatula and then fold in the flour into the wet ingredients. As it's getting incorporated, add in another third and then repeat this until all the flour is mixed through, and then you have this thick, dark, chocolatey batter. Then add in the chocolate chips and stir that in. Once the batter is ready, we need to chill this. Chilling helps the gluten to relax, and that is what makes for a better textured cookie. Just pop this in the freezer for about half an hour if you're impatient like me. If not, put it in the fridge for about an hour or just a little bit longer, and that would be fine. Preheat the oven, line the baking tray with some grease-proof paper, and then use an ice cream scoop to scoop out the cookie dough. Watch till the end to find out what I do with the rest of the cookie batter. Make sure to leave a gap in between each cookie because it will spread out as it bakes. Top this with a few chocolate chips and a tiny sprinkling of sea salt. A bit of salt always makes sweet things just that much better. And then bake this for 10 minutes. 10 minutes max. When it comes out of the oven, it will be super soft to the touch. It may almost feel like it's a little underbaked, but don't worry. Don't freak out and put this back in the oven. As it cools down, it will harden a little. What happens if you bake this longer is that once it cools down, it will become hard and not that super soft, chewy cookie. And there you have it. That is the recipe for the chewy, soft olive oil double chocolate chip cookies. Try these at home and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Now, if you're not baking all the cookies in one go, just scoop out all the batter, pop this in the freezer for an hour to set, and then store this in an airtight container in the freezer. Then just pop this onto a baking tray and let it thaw out for about 10 minutes and then bake for 10 more, and you have warm homemade cookies in under half an hour. Thanks for watching. Bye.